All right, guys, quick little 800 calorie snack at work here. Just took care of 4 bananas and 4 oranges. That should be enough to power me through at least 4 hours of this shift here on Hundo's night shift. Let's go. So guys, I just got a call. It is 2 a.m. and I have a couple residents complaining that they can't get any sleep because all they can hear is another resident's television. And apparently you can hear the television from the hallway. So we're gonna see if we can get her to turn her television down. It is independent living, but at the same time, these residents do share the building together, so they have to be respectful of each other when it comes to noise. So we're gonna see if we can hear the TV from the hallway. I'll keep you posted. All right, so she answered the door. She whipped that door open so quick it almost made my head spin. She had some of the craziest looking hair. She looked at me like, I'm like, ma'am, can you turn your TV down a little bit, please? She's like, yeah, I guess so. All right, what do we have here? Looks like a blown glass walking stick. What? What? Would you ever use anything glass as a walking stick, let alone a piece of blown glass? No way. What? There's not even anything in here. Damn it, I got faked out. I was excited to see that. Well, guys, I just got some horrible news. And that is that I might miss my next arm wrestling competition due to the fact that the managers are going to be out of town when I need them to cover me, which is horrifying. I already bought the plane tickets and everything, so this could be a lot of money wasted down the drain. Basically, what happens is multiple times a year, I think it's 2 times a year, the company pays for the management to be flown out to the Nebraska location. So there are locations of my work all over the 50 states. There's almost one in every state, I believe. And they have all the management from all those other locations physically fly out to the location in Nebraska. Why? No reason. Bunch of shit that people could read over an email or do over a Zoom call. No, they make them do it in person. It's the stupidest shit ever. So management has to fly out to Nebraska, do a bunch of dumb training shit, and we're supposed to cover them the entire time. So that means for the 2 weeks when they are gone, we have to work our days off. So we end up working 2 weeks in a row, which sucks ass. It's good overtime, but it sucks. Because who wants to fucking work 14 days in a row with no days off? Not me. So this morning I texted my manager letting her know that I had put in the days off for my tournament. The day off requests. And she said, sorry, we're going to be out of town for the manager's meeting. I'm like, fuck, that sucks. And you might be thinking, well, why don't you have the second shift concierge just cover your shift? Well, because that's so hard on him having to work 16 hours, let alone work 16 hours for 4 days in a row, because that's how many days I was going to be gone. So it's just impossible because there's nobody else to ask to cover me. So I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. I have no idea, and like the arm wrestling competitions are very far and few between. There's only like 2 to 3 of them a year. There's only one in Colorado State. That's like at the end of the year. And then there's usually, 2 or 3 more that I can catch in like Vegas and some surrounding places without having to chase arm wrestling tournaments in like every other state that's fucking hours and hours away. And the other thing about arm wrestling is I like to arm wrestle with my fucking buddy, Dallas Wade, who lives out in Las Vegas, because he's my bro who also arm wrestles. So whenever I'm able to compete with him, it's a lot more fun. We can fucking hang out together. We can banter, joke, joust, win. It's an awesome time. But when I compete by myself, it sucks because I don't have any friends there. And I do know other people in the arm wrestling community. There are other people that I practice with, go to practices with. But we're not like friends to the level where I'm like buddy hanging out and enjoying it like that. And for whatever reason, the type of people that arm wrestle are all like 85% of them are just fucking country dudes, fucking cowboys, dudes who work out in the fucking ranch. All they do is drink and chew and fucking hunt and fish and cuss and literally just some of the most boring people to hang out with sometimes. Not even trying to be mean, but I don't know. It just sucks, guys. I'm gonna try to figure out what I can do. It's just, especially because I already bought the flights and everything. It's just like I don't have any more money to fucking buy new flights and do all this other shit. And I can't afford to just not show up for work and then lose my job. That's like part of the hardest. That's like the hardest thing about having to work a 9-to-5 job and then having other passions and goals in your life is it's like when you should be prioritizing the passion because it's something that you care about way more than anything else and it's what you want your life to be about, you're not able to because you have to focus on the work. So then you focus on the work and then that's what you get. Work for the rest of your life until you die. It's like, fuck, dude, this sucks. I don't mean to complain, because I know everyone's struggling. Every single person who's watching this is also struggling with money too. And I feel you. Trust me. I am so tired of financially struggling because I just want to just be able to work on my hobbies and passions and not have to fucking constantly not do them, which feels like it's been the story of my life forever. So why are you trying to get over now, you dipshit? Oh. All right, I gotta go, guys. Traffic's pissing me off. People are driving like fucking idiots. I'll talk to you soon.
I woke up and had $500 and I was like, oh shit, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
I thought it was only gonna be like $2 if I was
$500. Thank the Lord.
I thought I was only gonna have like 200. I woke up feeling like a baller.
That's what's up. That's twice as much as you thought. Guys, this is such a good example of some fire juice, right? Check this out. We got Jumex, strawberry banana from concentrate. Look at the ingredients. Water, high fructose corn syrup, strawberry puree from concentrate. Not as good. This shit right here, look at this. Never from concentrate. Here we are, guys, middle of the evening. I'm gonna go ahead and check my weight. I had a lot to eat today, so I would assume that I'm at least up to 193, possibly 194. Let's find out. Okay, 197 pretty much. Damn. I knew I had a lot to eat today, but all right, I'll take it. I'm exhausted. Still have about 4 hours left in this shift, guys. I'm gonna finish taking care of the trash. I gotta clean the ice cream machine. Got a lot going on. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about my trip. I think as of now, my plan was going out from the 5th to the 10th. The competition is on the 8th. So I'm gonna have to fly out the morning of the 8th, and hopefully I can get a flight that's early enough to get there by weigh-ins. And I'm just gonna have to arm wrestle right after I fly in, which is gonna suck, but I don't know what else to do. And then pretty much fly back the day after. So it's gonna be a very short trip, but that just is what it is. Sometimes shit happens. I don't know what else to do. I'm just gonna stay training really hard for it and make sure that I stay on track. Take a look at what the ice cream machine's looking like. A little messy tonight. Ooh, not too bad in the hoppers though. I'm impressed. I like that. It's nice to know when I clean the machine that it stays somewhat clean, instead of coming and showing up to work and having it be a disaster. All right, guys. I'll check in with you in a little bit. Thank you for sitting with me tonight and enjoying this evening here on Hundo's Night Shift. What's going on, folks? Just had a resident call me and say that they were locked out of their room, which is already kind of peculiar because they should know the code to their room. If they don't, then something's going on, either memory-wise or something, because they should know their code. And he was in his underwear, and I had to let him in his room, and I asked him, why were you out of your room in the first place? And he said, oh, I came down because I thought it was breakfast. I mean, it's like 2 a.m. and he's in his underwear. So I'm like, even if you thought it was breakfast, dude, you came down in your underwear. Not a good sign. I'm definitely gonna have to let somebody know about that. All right, guys, we got Catholic Mass at 4, one change at 6:30 in Ariel, America, Alabama. These titles, I know what you're thinking. What? Me too. Like, what is that, a movie? I've never heard of that shit. Let's get the theater on, folks. Ooh, we got some action in the kitchen. We got some action in the dining room. Hope you guys are having a good night tonight. Thanks for tuning in to Hundo's Night Shift. I've had some great, interesting comments lately I want to comment on, even though I respond back to most of the comments. I think I respond back to every comment. If there's a comment that I've missed that I haven't responded to, let me know. That was good. Get hydrated. Let me clean these lenses for you, but I'll pause the camera so you don't have to endure it.
Well, guys, what's for free today? We've got a grabber, a extra long shoehorn, and another grabber.
Except for this one looks weird. Damn, that's a fucking... I've never seen a grabber like that. So, unfortunately, my channel, I feel, has taken a little bit of a drop in the boosts that it's getting, which is not like the worst thing, but for a minute there, it seemed like every time I would pop back onto my channel, I was getting like, I don't know, anywhere from like 3 to 5 to sometimes 7 to maybe sometimes 10 subscribers like a day. And now, in the past week, it seems it's only been about a couple subscribers every day or few days, which is still just fine. But I'm kind of wondering to myself, I'm like, what do you guys think of the upload frequency? Am I uploading too many times per week? Is 5 videos per week too many? Do I need to... I don't think I need to provide more value because I'm providing value already. I think I should just stay on track, and then hopefully the algorithm will keep helping out, And if not, we'll go from there. But I did want to drop some comments back on some comments that were left. And one in specific was talking about how, you know, I don't really give a lot of personal information away about my job and stuff like that. However, there are small details that you could search for in the videos and probably put two and two together. And he was pointing out that once the channel gains serious traction, if it does, it might be a problem due to haters or people who don't have my best interest at heart taking advantage of that. And he's absolutely right. So I'm not really exactly sure how to deal with that quite yet. Maybe I'll try to start just regularly wearing this hoodie just to cover up my normal work shirt. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned. All right, guys, one of the other comments that was left that I wanted to talk about was a comment left by a user that goes by the name of John Coleman. I believe it's like 6768 or something. Sorry if I messed the numbers up, but the important part is that it's John Coleman. And he left a comment on my last video talking about my suggestions to eat more fruit. And he said, hey man, unfortunately for me that doesn't work because I'm a type 2 diabetic. And I do understand that. But I want to share some information with you in specific, John, and anybody else who may have type 1, type 2, or the beginning stages of type 2 diabetes, which would be hyperglycemia. Now, I'm not somebody who has zero experience or is just telling you this based off of information I read online only. I do have experience in specific with hyperglycemia and the beginning stages of type 2 diabetes. When I got out of high school, 18 years old, I was hyperglycemic in the beginning stages of being a type 2 diabetic and had been for years because of my diet. Now, I got very sick with irritable bowel syndrome at the same time, and it took me out for about 2 years. And it took me another 3 years after that to do my own research, trial and error, trying a bunch of different stuff to finally understand the disease itself, understand the root causes, and then fix them. And now I am in a much better position. I'm healthier than I've ever been in my entire life. I know way more about health and nutrition than I've ever known. And I have the personal physical experience of going from hyperglycemic pre-type 2 diabetic to changing my diet. And now I process sugar like a champ, which is what the body is actually designed to do. And the problem with diabetes is essentially your processing system that processes the sugar is all jacked up. And the difference between type 2 and type 1 is a person who has type 2 diabetes, which is created through dietary issues, and then has an offspring and creates an offspring with that system that does not know how to process sugar properly. That's when you create a type 1 diabetic, is someone who is genetically passed the issues through their parents. That is why type 1 diabetes is a lot harder to treat and essentially not as curable as type 2, because it's the secondary stage that's been passed to you from a parent that already had the type 2 issue before they had you. So the good news is if you have type 2 diabetes, you actually have the power within you to reverse it. And you already talked about this a little bit in your comment, John, just how you were basically on your deathbed because of it, and you've already changed your diet and things have gotten a lot better. So if you're already in a position to where you're basically no longer diabetic, that's perfectly fine. But you did mention you still cannot eat fruit. That's why I did want to bring this topic up. The main thing I just want to bring up, without getting into like a 20-30 minute long video just in specific talking about this, because it is a very complicated subject that will take time to go into, because there's just concepts about it that you have to learn. And there's an amazing book titled, hold on, let me get in the stairwell here. There's an amazing book titled Reversing Type 2 Diabetes by Dr. Neil Barnard. And if I remember, I will throw up a picture of that book here on the screen for you guys so you know what I'm talking about. But John in specific, if you have time, please buy this book, Reversing Type 2 Diabetes by Dr. Neil Bernard. And just read this book. It's kind of a long book. Might take you a month or so to get through, but, you know, just for your boy Hundo. Get this book, read it, and let me know what you think of these concepts. Because this doctor in specific goes into detail about intracellular lipids, which is the main problem to why your body stops functioning sugar in the proper way. Let me know what you think of that book. Let me know if you have any questions about it, because I really want to talk to you in specific more about this subject, and anybody in general who may be having issues with processing sugar or carbohydrates. All right, sorry to make that kind of long. I tried to make that as short as possible. I'll talk to you guys soon here on Hundo's Night Shift.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Once upon a time, I was just a baby in my mother's womb. And then I was born and I lived a legacy. And everyone remembered the Hundo.